Welcome to the channel, everybody, and we have got something truly special for you today. And anybody who's seen Gone in 60 Seconds will love this car just as much as I do. It is a Shelby Eleanor GT500 Mustang. And I'm just going to walk around the car and be quiet. There you go. Shelby Cobra GT500. Obviously this is not a genuine one from the movie, but it is a true representation of one. I'm just going to go up the stairs and get some footage from above, and then we can talk a little about this amazing car. I mean, look at that. I think it's got to be one of the most beautiful cars ever made. Oh, let's get in the car, show you around the inside. Obviously, this is a classic car. To get in, there's no keyless entry or anything like that. You reach in, push the button, doors open. I haven't driven this car yet. Obviously, if I do get a chance to drive it at some point in the future, that will be a future review or a short review. Car has a roll bar in the back. Even though it has back seats, as you can see there, they may be a little bit hard to use. When we get in, and you're presented with some absolutely beautiful dials. Obviously you've got the 200-mile-an-hour speedo, 10,000 RPM rev gauge. Obviously it doesn't rev to 10,000 RPM. Oil pressure gauge, water temperature, and fuel. And this gauge is pretty much always on empty. Car is a automatic. I believe it's a 3-speed auto, potentially by looking at that. It has a proper pistol grip. Now, the inside of the car presents immaculately. I mean, I forgot to ask the details, but as this is a fastback, it's probably a 1960s Mustang originally. Got a nice large cubby bin there. You've also got a glove box there, which seems to be full of spare parts. May also be a lot of the rattles that James has been hearing actually there, probably, as it's full of nuts and bolts. And you've got down here a clock and a voltage gauge. I don't know what the switches are. They might just be show items. But again, I will update the video with them. Got some buttons here, which are max cool, so that's obviously heaters. Does look like the heater system is. Obviously, don't have much experience with classic Mustangs, but maybe the heater system is added at a later date. Obviously you've got your pedals, one large brake pedal and one gas pedal. I'm not going to press that as this car potentially carburetted like my Corvette at home, and stomping the gas without the engine running would just flood the engine. It's got a sound system in it of some sort. It's got a nice roof liner. There's practically no sagging in the roof liner at all. Rear view mirror. Let's just close the door and let's have a look at what the visibility is like in the car. Yeah, so you got traditional wind windows, which I think is amazing. I just think electric windows are a gizmo and a fault waiting to happen. There's the Aero Atom again. We are going to do a review on the Atom at some point in the future. There's an Atom 4, totally opposite to this car. So yeah, I mean, the mirrors are tiny and dinky, but they are functional. And so you've got the rear mirror there. You've got lights. Yeah, so I guess my ignition's not on. I don't want to start this, but let's see if we can. Yeah, there we go. And now if I press this, there you go. And you see you've got internal lighting. It's got what appears to be a modern radio system that's just folded itself away. Let's see if we can get a bit of Radio 1 going. No. And then you can auxiliary, Bluetooth, DAB radio. And we are in a metal building as well, which may not be helping us with getting anything. Let's mute that. And we got a fan going. You've got dials here. These could be some form of lights. There's some stalks here. There's also a gauge of some sort. Let's turn this off because we don't want to flatten the battery. Yeah, that's in the right position now. So I'm not very familiar with this car, so this is a first for me. You've got one visor. Let's see if the passenger has a mirror. Nope, no mirror for the passenger. Let's put that back in its doodah up there. And then there's the view up back. There's the rear seats. The car has like lower harnesses. It has got a harness bar as well there. So you could take it on track, but it'd be sacrilege to take a car like this on a race circuit. This is a car purely for cruising. And the handles here are quite funky looking. You grab and pull towards you, and that lets you out. Doors are very heavy. Now let's shut that up. What we got brake-wise, we've got Willwood brake disc on the car, so this classic car will actually stop. Okay, they're all performing okay. Yep, quite large ones on the front there. You guys probably won't be able to see this, but I'm going to attempt to look underneath it. You've got the fog lights, but yeah, it looks very clean underneath there. No signs of any oil or residues or leaks. Looks very clean. So right, let's show you what's it's all about in one of these things. Let's just go straight to the front again. That classic Shelby front end. I believe you just need to lift, and it's spring loaded. Yep. And there we have the heart of the car. We have a 7-litre V8 big block. And yes, this car does sound truly amazing. Also drinks fuel at an astonishing rate. But you don't buy an Eleanor and worry about fuel consumption. Buying this kind of car is definitely a pure, you do it for the love. Oh yeah, it's a truly a sensational bit of kit. Let me see at the rear. I'm going to attempt to open the boot. So if this goes wrong, blame me. Right, do we think it's the same key, guys? A typical. I'm not going to force anything. Let's try the other key. Yeah, that definitely opened something. Now let's see how big the boot or the trunk is. Yeah, you can definitely get the weekly shopping there. You even get a body in there. No problem at all. Depending on what you're into, this car could be used to go shopping in. One big boot. Glorious. Every angle of Eleanor is just. So there we are, that's that shut. I'm not slamming anything. Taking it very gently. I mean, should we get underneath the rear? Have a look at the underside of the rear too. It's got something called a Fab 9 rear subframe or rear trailing arm or live axle. You've got what looks like coilover suspension on the back there. There's obviously this car has side exit exhaust, so there's no exhaust at the rear. 7 litre big block, so I believe it's about 500 to 550 horsepower. Extremely clean car. But as with all classics, anybody buying this either needs to have a very good mechanic or needs to be DIY capable. But the beauty of these cars is that you can work on them. If you are even just a average DIY mechanic, these cars are quite easy to work on. So as you can see, there's the side exit exhaust. Sounds absolutely tremendous. I say we are going to fire the car up shortly and just drive it outside and around the block. We're not going to go for a drive in the car today. Obviously it's not taxed at the moment and it has no fuel, and we can't get fuel until it's taxed, and we don't have any jerry cans on site with fuel in. So yeah, thing of beauty, and also now seeing, you know, I remember this car as a movie car, and obviously Gone in 60 Seconds, Nicolas Cage, Angelina Jolie, and I always in the film it seemed a big car, but the funny thing is now is that what was once a big American classic car is really no bigger than your typical, I mean, I don't know what this is, it's a Citroen of some sorts, but this Citroen is wider. This E92 M3 is as wide. This Bentley is wider. This Lamborghini Huracan Technica is probably a little bit wider as well, and obviously that's a little smaller. So yeah, it would be an easy car to drive on the road. Obviously with these kind of cars, if you do have a rattle, everything's easy to fix. My 1978 Corvette, when I got it, rattled like crazy. It doesn't rattle at all now, hardly. So I'm going through it, some well-positioned fabric tape, and making sure the glove box wasn't full of loose items, and the boot has really made it quite a pleasant car to daily drive. And I'm sure if a owner of this car was to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, could get to the point where this would be a really easy car to drive. It's an auto, 3-speed auto, maybe 4-speed, but I think it's a 3-speed. So you haven't got to worry about changing gears. All you've got to worry about, if you sneeze, you may crash, because it has got 500 horsepower. And it's going to light those tyres up without even trying. So, yeah, anyone thinking of buying a car like this who doesn't have experience with classic old cars, definitely take your time. Maybe even investigate what tyres can be got. Let's have a look what tyres are on it. So it's got Bridgestones on it. So actually it's got quite a modern tyre on the car. It's a Bridgestone Potenza. But actually it's got modern rubber on the car by the looks of it. Yeah, Bridgestone Potenza Sport. And I believe they have, yeah, the front feel brand new. They're still soft as well, so I guess, you know. And the rears, yeah, still got plenty of tread on them and are still soft feeling, so they're quite new tyres. So yeah, it probably drives all right in that. I think the rears, I think they're a 275 section width tyre by 40 profile wall. Oh, there we are. It's on, is that a number? I think that's RE760 Sport. Oh yeah, must be a new Bridgestone tyre. Of course, I'm an advocate of Michelin tyres. So if you did find that you were driving the car and it was a bit scary on these tyres, and Michelin's may further improve that. But, you know, this car isn't for the faint-hearted. That engine, you know, I say, stop the car from rattling, but when you've got a big 7-litre V8 big block, the car is going to rattle a lot. Yeah, I can't see how wide them front tyres are, but they're probably, I guess, around a 235 or a 245. There's the other side exit exhaust. Let's just open up the passenger door. I say, has like a waist buttons for the belts, but you've also got the option of these harnesses as well. And I say you've got the roll bar here. You have got the rear seat still. So I suppose if anybody actually wasn't as keen on this could be, it seems to be bolted in. Yes, it is bolted in. So you could remove the cage and make those rear seats easily accessible again. We'll get in the passenger side as well. As you can see, the view out the back. There's the hood or the bonnet. I say all the headlining is fine. You can see there where the cage is bolted. So yeah, I think if I was inclined to buy this, I would actually remove that cage and make the rear seats operational again. They're perfectly operational as it is. They're still in place, as you can see. Got the rear seats there. So what do you think, guys, of this beautiful Shelby Eleanor, now available for sale at Shinson Automotive with an asking price of £110,000 GBP sterling? Am I tempted? Absolutely. But my classic, obviously not being anywhere near a specialist, didn't cost anywhere near that. But I completely understand the cost of this car. Truly is an amazing bit of kit. And if you want a car that will turn more heads than any other car and will be heard probably more than any other car, there is nothing that rivals this, in my view. You can buy the world's most, okay, I personally might get flamed to this. Obviously a Ferrari, I think, is it a 250 GTO? 250 million. World's most expensive car, I think. World's most expensive Ferrari for sure. But if you park these both next to each other and tell me they were both the same price, I would take the Eleanor every time. It wouldn't even cross my mind. For me, This car is the most iconic car of all time. There is no better car than the Shelby GT500 Eleanor. It is the world's most beautiful, most finest, most sleekest, most sexiest car ever designed, ever made. So why am I not buying it? Well, it's £110,000, and obviously you buy a car like this to add to a collection of cars that don't get driven so often. And though I have a garage and it probably would fit, though I definitely would have to measure it because obviously this is a long car. So it actually may be a struggle to get that in the garage. But the reason I sold my 360, as I highlighted in that video, is I really like to drive my cars. And if I bought this, I would want to drive it all the time. But we live here in the UK. It rains a lot. So it would be sacrilege to bring this car out in the rain. Could even be dangerous with so much power in an old school car. And the simple thing is, it just wouldn't get driven enough, and it's an awful lot of money, for me anyway, to have not being used. I mean, yeah, I could sell a McLaren and easily buy this. Or I could sell a few of my cars and easily buy this. But what's the point if I'm scared that the conditions may not be ideal and it doesn't come out? And I'm pretty sure as well that that 7 litre probably does less than an average of 10 miles to the gallon, even when you're taking it gently. I would imagine it's somewhere between 5 to 7. And so it'd probably start to grate and get tiring to have to keep filling it up every 5 minutes. But James will hopefully let me have a go in it. I won't be exploring how fast it is or how it handles. It will just be, I want to tick that bucket list, and I just want to drive Eleanor, even if it's just driving it at 10 mile an hour. Because it is, for me, the most iconic, the dream, one of the best. And though I could afford to buy it, it wouldn't be sensible to buy one because it just wouldn't get driven. Though I would drive it at every opportunity. Let's just have one more look at that engine. I'll go past the interior again and say it is available, 110,000 British pounds. And it's 7 litre big block, kicking out around 500 horsepower. Yeah, what a car. And say, don't stop watching the video yet, because I am going to tag a bit on the end of the video of the car pulling out and driving around. But as always, please like and please subscribe and please comment. As always as well, thank you for watching. Alright, this is the Shelby GT500 Eleanor firing up. This is not a code start, but it's still going to be pretty loud. So it's a 7 litre V8 big block. See the car rocking. Those rear lights just look amazing. They're not flashing, by the way. They're LED lights, so it's just how a camera picks them up. I say the car is available from Shinson Automotive. That sounds incredible. like to give it a little. I'll show you the gauges now all. I'm sure my phone isn't picking that up, but there you can see the RPMs, see the gauge. So oil temperature's actually up to 50 degrees, it's not stone cold. I think this is a shift light actually, and it's in park. As I say, we give it a little tickle. That's 2000 RPM. That sounds incredible. Wow. What a car. So we'll let James do the honours of shutting it down or putting it back in. And if you're interested in buying this car, drop an email to hello@shunthorne.co.uk and James will be more than happy to.
Won't stick around long.
No, that's too special. He hasn't even advertised this car yet, but he's already starting to get people inquire about it. So it's the world's most iconic car in my opinion. And when you consider it against the likes of a Ferrari 250, it's an absolute bargain. Yeah, what a car. So there you go, everybody. That is the Shelby Cobra GT500 Eleanor. Absolutely pristine, and it's not even been properly like detailed and polished up yet. It's only arrived yesterday. What an amazing car. What an amazing car. I'm just gonna loop around it a couple more times and you can take in what is probably quite one of the world's most beautiful cars. Eleanor. We'll actually go inside in the shade. It might actually. There we are. Look at that. Imagine opening the garage door to that, or knowing you're taking that on a cruise. What an absolute beauty of a car. The Shelby Cobra GT500 Eleanor Mustang. For me, the world's most best car ever. As always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.